Welcome to Stories by Ruchik podcast.
Yep.
Let me just ask you a question right out of the gate. When you hear the word romance, what is the exact image that flashes into your mind?
Well, I think for a lot of people, it's something huge.
Right, like grand cinematic gestures, yeah.
Sure.
Are you picturing someone, I don't know, holding a boombox over their head in the pouring rain?
Or like surprise first-class tickets to Paris or something.
Exactly. But what if I told you to picture a Tuesday afternoon coffee break in a messy kitchen? Does that do it for you?
Honestly, it is entirely by design that most of us immediately default to the boombox. I mean, we are just heavily conditioned by film, by literature, and frankly, the whole Valentine's Day industrial complex.
Well, totally. The pressure is so real.
Yeah, it really is. We conceptualize love as this series of explosive, highly curated, highlight reel events.
We really do just wait for the big moments to prove our affection. But today, we are exploring a piece of writing that vehemently argues the exact opposite of that.
It's such a refreshing take, honestly.
It really is. We're looking at a poem by Ruchik, and it's titled How I Wish. And his thesis is basically given away right at the start with this very revealing subtitle.
Right, the subtitle, Love is Not Mundane.
Yes, love is not mundane, which is, a massive philosophical claim to make right up front.
It really is. He's essentially making a promise to you, the reader, that he's going to take the most easily overlooked, entirely unglamorous moments of a standard work week.
The really boring stuff.
Exactly, the repetitive stuff. And he's going to reframe them as profound declarations of unconditional love.
And the architecture of how he pulls this off is just brilliant. The poem is actually structured chronologically, moving through the days of the week.
Which is such a clever device.
Yeah, it operates like this calendar of intimacy. We aren't parachuting in for an anniversary dinner. We are tracking the emotional baseline from Monday morning all the way through Sunday afternoon.
So we get the whole spectrum.
We do. But we aren't just going to read down the calendar today. We're going to trace how our emotional armor gets systematically dismantled as a week progresses.
Oh, I love that phrasing.
Right. And we have to start with the harshest reality check of all, which is Monday morning.
Oh, Monday. I mean, Monday is so much more than a day. It is a literal psychological shock to the system.
Seriously, the worst.
It represents this jarring transition from the safety of your home back into a society that basically just demands commodified productivity.
Yeah, you have to go be a cog in the machine again.
Right. And what his unique perspective captures so beautifully here is how love functions as a buffer against that harsh transition.
Yeah, the poem opens with this deep desire to share, and I'll quote it here. Your Monday morning sleep-soaked eyes, the dream-drenched voice, and those lazy bones.
That phrase, dream-drenched voice, it is so evocative.
It really nails that hazy, disoriented, sort of raspy tone someone has in those minutes before the caffeine hits.
It's incredibly specific.
And he explicitly points out the procrastination, too.
Yeah.
Like the partner pleading 10 more minutes, please, babe.
Which we've all done.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Think about your own Monday mornings. The alarm goes off, and the outside world is demanding that you get up, put on a suit, and just, perform competence.
Yes, perform is the perfect word.
But in that bed, for those 10 stolen minutes, you have a completely safe harbor.
Because in those 10 minutes, there is absolutely zero expectation of performance.
None at all.
You are allowed to just be this biological organism actively resisting the morning.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit, because I have a theory about how we view this kind of early morning intimacy.
Oh, let's hear it.
So I think we fundamentally misunderstand what powers a long-term dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we obsess over the spark, right? But I think love is actually a battery.
Okay, a battery. I'm listening.
Yeah, because sparks are easy. You strike a match, it flares up, it looks incredibly dramatic.
Right.
But it burns out in seconds.
Yeah.
A battery, on the other hand, is sustained functional energy. So I want to push back on the traditional romantic ideal here. Isn't it exponentially harder to sustain deep, observant attention to someone's Monday morning snooze button than it is to just, buy them a bouquet of roses once a year?
Well, I mean, I see the utility in your battery analogy for sure, but I actually think it falls just a bit short of what he is achieving in the text.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, a battery implies a dynamic that is purely functional, almost robotic, just keeping the machine running.
I guess that's fair.
What this poem does isn't merely about endurance or utility. His thought leadership here really shines because he is finding the spark inside the battery acid, so to speak.
Oh, wow, the spark inside the battery acid. I like that.
Yeah, he isn't just tolerating the lazy bones so he can get to the weekend. He is actively romanticizing the grogginess.
That's a huge difference.
It is. It requires incredible emotional stamina to be entirely present and find beauty in a moment that society tells us is fundamentally unexciting.
That is a crucial distinction. It's not just enduring the friction of daily life, it's elevating it.
Exactly.
And we really see that friction take hold by Tuesday afternoon. The week is in full swing, the exhaustion is compounding, and the poem drops us right into a coffee break.
Yes, the Tuesday slump.
And the imagery shifts entirely here. He writes, hair unclipped, glasses off, laughter's on, hold you with care. It's been a hard day, and I am your support as strong.
What's fascinating about those lines is the physical stripping away of the professional facade.
Taking off the uniform, basically.
Right. Unclipping the hair, taking the glasses off. He isn't asking for the polished, sharp, boardroom version of his partner.
Not at all.
He is waiting for the exact moment that armor is dropped to step in. Love, in this very specific Tuesday context, is defined as being a secure container for someone else's exhaustion.
It's the physical manifestation of a sigh of relief.
Wow.
And it's the exact shedding of armor that sets the stage for how a couple survives when the true midweek exhaustion hits.
Because Wednesday's when it gets really heavy.
Yeah, by Wednesday and Thursday, the text shows us that surviving the week becomes a two-person job. They move from just getting through the day to actively trying to recharge one another.
The evenings become the sanctuary.
Totally. Wednesday evenings are described with this heavy, almost desperate physical closeness. Quote, running fingers through your hair, neck craning, eye glazing.
That eye glazing detail is such a visceral symptom of cognitive burnout.
It's so real.
By Wednesday evening, your brain has processed literally thousands of emails, conversations, micro decisions. I mean, the nervous system is just redlining at that point.
You're just staring at the wall, totally checked out. And what's beautiful is he doesn't demand engagement.
No, not at all.
He doesn't force a conversation about how the day went. The goal is simply to, quote, recharge your flare. And he makes a point to note, this beauty never ends.
It's a very quiet support.
It is. But here's where it gets really interesting to me. Look at how this accelerates into Thursday night.
Oh, Thursday is fascinating.
The text says, drink, eat, muscles let loose, flat slacks, let the bones unbind, and just me and you.
We are seeing the literal physical mapping of emotional unwinding.
Oh, we are. But it genuinely makes me question the shifting role here.
Yeah.
Because on Tuesday, he was actively cheerleading, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am your support as strong.
Right, very active.
But by Thursday, he's faded into this quiet, passive refuge, just changing into flats and slacks. So my question is there a risk here that the romance is dissolving into a purely functional support system?
Like they're just roommates.
Exactly. Are we just watching two roommates recovering from their corporate jobs? Or is he arguing that this quiet recovery is actually the highest form of romance?
Oh, it is undoubtedly the highest form of romance.
Hey.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture of modern culture, his wit and perspective here make perfect sense.
How so?
Think about that specific phrase he uses, let the bones unbind.
Yeah, that's such a heavy image.
Throughout the work week, we hold immense physical and psychological tension just to project competence to the outside world.
We hold our breath all week.
Exactly. So shedding tight work shoes for flats or rigid pants for slacks, it isn't just a practical wardrobe swap. It is an act of profound psychological vulnerability.
Oh, wow. So you're saying that the mundane act of changing clothes is actually a metric of safety?
Exactly. You do not unbind your bones in front of someone you are actively trying to impress or manage. You only unbind them in front of someone you trust implicitly.
That makes so much sense.
The home functions as the ultimate psychological sanctuary. The outside world is completely walled off by Thursday night. It's just, me and you.
The silence and the sweatpants aren't signs of a relationship losing its spark.
Not at all. They are the ultimate proof of absolute relational security.
Think about your own Thursday nights. When you finally kick off your work shoes, you aren't just changing your clothes, you're shedding the persona you've had to maintain for your boss, your clients, the subway commuters.
You're finally off the clock.
You're transitioning from being on to just being home. And just when you think this poem is going to settle into a sleepy domestic hibernation forever, Friday hits.
And the whiplash is real.
It is so real. The work week has finally been conquered. the nervous system can reset.
And the energy completely pivots.
The imagery suddenly shifts from flax and slacks to something entirely abstract and poetic. He says, "Stretch your soul, smile. Let the sun sip a light from those clouds in your eyes. The fingers unfurl, my hand extends. Come on, babe, let's go wild."
It's a complete reawakening of the spirit.
It really is.
The clouds in your eyes from Wednesday's cognitive burnout are finally clearing, and the fingers unfurling beautifully mirrors the bones unminding from Thursday.
Oh, I didn't even catch that parallel.
Yeah, but instead of retreating inward to rest, the energy is projecting outward.
Come on, babe, let's go wild. After all that resting, there's this sudden burst of youthful, unpredictable energy.
But then, of course, the weekend brings us back to earth.
Yeah, he slams on the brakes for Sunday. We pivot from this abstract invitation to go wild on Friday straight into the most hyper-specific sensory domesticity imaginable.
The Sunday morning stanza.
Right. Kissing in the blankets,
Yep.
Sunday mornings, parathas, orange juice and pancakes,
Ta-da.
crisp sheets, tender skin. Let's not get out of bed today.
It firmly grounds the relationship in physical reality. I mean, Friday was about escaping the domestic sphere, but Sunday is about vehemently refusing to leave it.
I have to pause and marvel at the breakfast menu here. Parathas, orange juice, and pancakes.
It's so specific.
It is. Usually poets rely on vague, sweeping language, so any reader can easily project their own life onto the text.
Yeah.
They'll write something like a warm breakfast or sweet morning coffee.
Right, keeping it super general.
But here, we are given a highly specific, culturally blended table setting with Indian flatbreads and American pancakes. Doesn't this hyperspecificity actually make the poem feel radically more universal to you?
It absolutely does, because vagueness in literature often breeds distance. When language is too generic, it feels manufactured. But parathas and pancakes, that places you in a real kitchen.
You can literally smell it.
You are sitting with a real couple who are blending their cultures, their palates, or maybe just indulging their weird Sunday morning hangover cravings.
Which is so relatable.
And this juxtaposition, inviting someone to go wild on Friday and eating parathas and crisp sheets on Sunday, demonstrates a true 360-degree relationship.
So you're saying he is proving you don't have to choose between being the passionate, unpredictable couple and the cozy, domestic couple.
Precisely. A mature relationship holds both realities simultaneously. It doesn't force a choice between excitement and comfort.
And holding both of those realities sets up the final section of the poem perfectly.
Yeah.
Because up until this point, we've been anchored to a literal calendar. We've moved chronologically.
Right, Monday to Sunday.
But in the final stanzas, he breaks his own structural rules. He abandons the days of the week to address the entire chaotic spectrum of human emotion.
This raises an important question about the limits of love, which is where the core philosophy of that subtitle, Love is Not Mundane, really gets cemented.
The narrator zooms out and starts listing what he wants to share.
Yeah.
And it's not just the fun stuff. He wants the, quote, ordinary and your stress.
He is asking for the heavy lifting.
Yeah, he wants to provide rest release. He explicitly states he wants to share your bad day and that terrible night.
Not just the Instagram-worthy moments.
Exactly. And then he drops this incredibly evocative line. I want you drunk in my arms, forgetting the place but never my name.
That specific image, forgetting the place but never my name, is just a masterclass in describing what it means to be someone's anchor.
It's so powerful.
Whether the partner is literally intoxicated or just psychologically overwhelmed, anxious, and disoriented by life, the narrator is the constant.
They are the lighthouse.
Right. The geography doesn't matter. The relational safety does. They might not know where they are, but they know exactly who is holding them.
It's the ultimate relational safety net. But then he pushes this even further, and this is where I really want to challenge the traditional romantic tropes we were spoon-fed.
Okay, let's get into it.
So he says, I want your lazy and your lonely and your fistful of fight.
Ah, the fistful of fight.
Let's really dig into that. Every romantic pop song on the radio, every rom-com, it's all about finding peace, right?
Yeah, happily ever after.
It's you and me against the world, escaping conflict, riding off into a stress-free sunset. It's this whole cultural obsession with good vibes only.
Which is just not realistic.
It isn't. But this narrator actively wants the partner's fight. He wants their anger. He wants their ugly, isolated loneliness.
He's not running away from it.
No. To me, that is a radical embrace of the shadow self. It is incredibly easy to love someone when they are happy and feeding you pancakes in bed.
Anybody can do that.
Exactly. It is brutally hard to love someone when they are picking a fight because they had a terrible Tuesday.
Well, if we look at the psychological mechanics of long-term partnerships, What actually sustains couples over decades isn't a lack of conflict.
Really?
Yeah, statistically, couples who never fight often end up emotionally estranged because they are avoiding hard truths.
Oh, they just bottle it up.
Right. What keeps couples together is the ability to navigate anger and conflict safely.
That makes total sense.
By saying, I want your fistful of fight, he is acknowledging that his partner is a complex, sometimes incredibly difficult human being who gets angry, who feels isolated, and who lashes out.
And he's not intimidated by it.
Not at all. To look at that psychological mess and say, I want to hold that too, completely redefines romance.
It really does. It takes the concept of unconditional love out of the abstract clouds and makes it gritty, grounded, and real.
It's a very mature perspective.
It is, and it finishes with a vow that feels entirely earned after reading through all those mundane days of the week. I want you every day, in every way, for the rest of my life.
It feels earned because he's proven he knows exactly what every day entails.
Right, he's not wearing rose-colored glasses.
Exactly. He knows it means Monday morning grogginess, Wednesday evening cognitive burnout, and terrible sleepless nights.
He's signing up for all of it.
He isn't signing up for a curated fantasy. He is vowing to engage with the actual lived reality of another human being.
So what does this all mean for you and me? As we sort of synthesize the takeaways from this beautiful piece of writing, it's clear he successfully defends that bold subtitle.
Love is not mundane.
Love is not mundane. The greatest testament of love isn't a grand, cinematic, one-off gesture. It's the relentless, everyday choice to show up.
Just being there day after day.
Yeah. To be a safe harbor for someone's lazy bones on a Monday morning, to validate their exhaustion when they take off their glasses on a Tuesday, and to stand steady when they have a fistful of fight on a bad day.
It's the realization that the mundane moments aren't just, pauses between the romantic events.
Right.
The intimacy is actively built in those quiet, unglamorous spaces.
I think that is the perfect way to look at it. And it leaves me with a lingering thought, something for you to chew on as you navigate your own routine this week.
What's that?
Well, we spend so much of our lives waiting for special occasions to express our love. We hold out for anniversaries, birthdays, big, expensive vacations.
Waiting for permission to be romantic.
Exactly. We wait for a culturally approved reason. But what if the ultimate, most profound romantic gesture you could ever offer someone is simply paying absolute, unwavering attention to the way they take off their glasses on a random Tuesday afternoon?
That is a brilliant thought to end on.
Thank you for listening to Stories by Ruchik podcast. For more such podcasts, follow Stories by Ruchik on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Prime Music, and YouTube.